All right. Well, good afternoon, Olga. Thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with us today. So first of all, for those of our viewers who don't know you and aren't familiar with you, tell us who you are. Tell us and what you do.
Yes, I would be delighted. I always feel when people ask that question, there's just so much to reply and respond, and just to say, you know, in a little short way what you are. And this is not that I had such a very, very interesting life, full experience. So I guess I will kind of summarize what I'm about. Okay. And the best way I can do is I will start off with this particular quote that I keep on my LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I had that for many, many, many years. Okay. It's by Bertrand Russell. Okay. 3 passions have governed my life: the longings for love, the search for knowledge, and unbearable pity for the suffering of humankind.
Oh.
That's been my journey in life.
Yeah.
And just to share a little story, just to give you understand a little bit more of what I found important all of my life. When people ask me when I was a little girl, even at that tender age, what do you want to do or who do you want to be when you grow up? I would always answer, when I grow up, I just want to be wise.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was wise in itself. To be young and that wisdom.
Yes.
It is something that you should strive for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's been my life journey and my life's mission, to learn more, to understand more, to be more wise.
And wisdom and intelligence are not the same thing. You know, I think a lot of people think a wise person is an intelligent person, but they're not, you know, always the same. They can be. The person can be both.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Now, talking about my journey from Ukraine to the States, Massachusetts, that's where I lived for a huge chunk of my life, and then going down south, having had that very varied experience in different locations, right? It made me very flexible. It made me very strong. But also I was able to observe different kinds of people, different ways people live, different cultures, different ways people view life. And I guess that helped my wisdom, but also having that experience, you know, coming from a different country, being an immigrant, I could understand the plight of the immigrants.
Yeah.
I could understand not taking things for granted, and being the oldest of 8 children. And there's so much responsibility as a child to be an adult. And I was 9 years old. You know, you hear all these stories about immigrant children walking in and being the adult or being the parent. Take your parent to the doctor's visit.
Yes.
Take them to whatever it is. Fill out
to the bank, to the post office.
All of that.
All the necessary things.
Yes, I used to be the person who went to all my siblings' parent-teacher conferences.
Wow.
It was very confusing for the teachers, but
of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was in Ukraine, I would watch my sister when I was 5 years old and she was 2. My parents went to work. You wouldn't do this.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. You would expect serious ramifications if you got caught doing something like that in the States.
But that was different.
And it was necessity. It was out of necessity,
And you grow up. And so I guess I'm grateful for this journey. You know, I had a head start on so many people in developing these, this appreciation for life, these emotions, these viewpoints that I have. You know, I process them early on.
Perspective is completely different. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I felt like it was a calling for me that I had to do it. And again, like I said, you got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's okay to fail.
I've learned the most valuable lessons in my life from failure.
Yes, and it's not scary. I tell my kids that if you're not failing enough, you're not living enough, right? It's okay. You can be proud to have showed up, failed, but to say, I've done it, I've tried it, you know?
Right. And your measure of failure might be someone else's measure of success. You know, failure to you, it may feel like a failure, but to someone else, just even the opportunity is
maybe, but I was a perfectionist, so God had to cure me from that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was type A, I was getting A+, you know, so if God forbid I did something less than, But I realize now it's you just show up and do your best.
That's right.
And sometimes it's just good enough so that you actually do it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. I think doing your best is so much more important than doing the best.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
To me,
your best. And I tell that to my kids. Like, if you've done your best, that's good enough for me.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, they can look at you and say they did.
And like I tell kids that I coach, train, or my children, you cannot be courageous or brave if you don't go through fear. There's no such thing as being courageous and you did it like without having to overcome any kind of hardship.
That's right.
You wouldn't be called that, you know?
Exactly.
So it's okay to quake and shake.
Very fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not courageous.
Not courageous.
Yeah.
So I've learned it's okay to quake, to shake, to still do it.
Yeah.
To be so embarrassed, like you have heat going from your head to your toes, but you showed up and I could walk away proud. And that's, confidence building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing I will, no matter what, I will show up. At least knowing that fact, having that sense.
Yeah.
That I'll do this for my.
All right, so talk to us a little bit about your business. We know you are such a multifaceted individual. You have such a unique and unusual background, especially out here in rural Northeast Georgia.
Yes.
And so you automatically are just interesting by nature, and
Thank you for that.
If you evoke curiosity around people, and you're so outgoing and enthusiastic and easy to talk to, which I think really lends itself to the professional path that you've chosen. So talk to us about your business and what you do.
I think I have to summarize a little bit for people to understand why I'm good at what I do. I went through a lot of challenges being in a different country.
Yeah.
being bullied a lot. Not being able to speak up, not having your voice, being so different, being told to go back to your country. It's just almost kind of ironic that I love this country so much, and finally Danielsville feels like my home for the first time since I left Ukraine.
Really?
I feel like these are my roots here, yes.
Oh, wow.
For myself and my children, maybe grandchildren, I feel finally getting rooted.
That's a wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then also, because I work so much with moms, I understand their plight, and especially, I come from a very religious, very fundamentalist, almost cult-like background, and that's again, it was also a result of, this demographic coming to the country, and I'm not just saying it's representative of all the people back in Ukraine. It's not. It was also a reason. People, men who are in charge of that religious upbringing where I live, they had to exercise or wanted to exercise power and control because they felt so powerless in a new country. Like my father, he was at this place when we just moved to the States, or washing dishes, okay? And he said around him was like, my father was this amazing electrical engineer. He overlooked a region, okay? He was this top-notch guy. Then he has this doctor, then he has a professor of something, and something, these fancy dudes coming together, and they say either they laugh or cry, now they're washing dishes in this country. And to start from scratch, can you imagine the ego hit that must have been? So I have, for that perspective, I had to overcome not only being, that's what it looked like to me when I was growing up, unwanted in this particular space. And then growing up, in these teenage years, figuring out my voice, and then literally told that in the home and the people that I was surrounded by, that women are second class. All right? They don't have a voice, they can't speak. I'm telling you, some women thought their brains were smaller than men's. And I'm not joking, I actually had that conversation. So suffice it to say, I was supposed to marry early, have a lot of kids, just stay at home, look after the husband and the kids. The problem with me was that I was asking lots of questions. I always wanted to know things.
Yeah.
All right, and that people took as rebellious, but it was just me. I wanted to.
You're a disruptor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. I think asking questions, trying to know the truth all the time, brought me to where I'm at. And I can understand so many people from various backgrounds because I had a lot of those similar experiences. I'm not going to dive into all the details, but and I known a lot of people, and I was deeply throughout my, at least high school, all the way through now, involved in the community, trying to make the world a better place. So that's a little bit roundabout way of saying I'm good at what I do because I had to overcome so much, and I can show you how that can be done. And so when motherhood came around and my daughter was born, I was telling my husband, I cannot tell her she can be everything she wants to be, and you can follow all your dreams and goals, and she'd turn around and say, Mom, what are your dreams and goals? Have you followed them? Have you achieved them? I couldn't just preach that and say that without showing her the way, showing her what I've done. Having this company, Motivated Mama by Olga LLC, and where it's a very comprehensive approach to serving women that I serve, and now not only just women but also their children. So I serve the women from multiple approaches. Okay, not only have the passion method that I have created, which is a very simple. Well, it's not simple. It has 7 pillars, and it looks simple to start with. Ways how to jump from surviving into thriving, what that looks like. Most people don't even know. But then once you start looking into each step, so I have this particular method, and I do, of course, traditional coaching. Then there's also Christian life coaching for people who are more interested with, more spiritual approach. Then I have my aromatherapy skincare line, beauty care, pain relief, mood, put pep in your step or relax you. Then I'm also working through a master herbalist, and I have created a tea for the nervous system, and I've created online courses and written books and a bunch of other material. Suffice it to say is that if there is a woman, I can find ways to help her. I have access to so many other modalities or wisdom or approaches, coaching, but also what I'm doing now is I've written some workshops, created workshops. For example, last week I think it was, in Colmer at the Movers and Shakers summer camp they have, I've taught 3 workshops from grades 2nd through 9th, and I think there's some older kids in the 9th. They just kind of threw them in. And so what I come up with, there's so much I can tell you about so many things I'm working on. Okay. This workshop is based kind of on this particular book I'm in love with. Okay, it's called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen.
Okay.
I've written a few proposals. OCAF, Oconee Culture Arts Foundation, was interested in, so hopefully we'll move some of that through in terms of like adults and maybe children, etc. But while they're figuring that out for the fall, I thought, you know what? Maybe I can start pitching locally, and that's what I'm doing. But regardless, I had that experience, and it was such a wonderful experience. The premise of this workshop was Thought Garden. And what was beautiful was that same day was that they were discussing agriculture and seeds. I'm just saying it's God's alignment. I didn't know this theme that day. And here we are. I'm teaching these workshops on that same day, and I'm picking up for where in the physical they left off, right? And I'm saying, hey, we all carry a garden with us. Right? A thought garden. And we started off, who has a garden, etc. I have a massive garden. It takes a long time. But we all have a thought garden here.
And mine's probably got some weeds in it. That funny.
And that's what we do with some of the kids. We talked about weed thoughts. We talked about seed thoughts. We talked about, there's this line, like one step into the next. For example, if you have a weed thought, you think it leads to actions. Do that action long enough, leads to habits. Do that habit long enough, you have results, good or bad. Now, the beauty of this was to teach children, you are not your thought. Now, that's the survival mode. You're aligning, you're like, okay, this is my thought, this is me. You don't have any agency, you don't have any power over it. But you can say, oh, this is a weird thought. It's making me feel like I want to hide. I want to, don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be with people. This is how a weird thought feels.
Yeah. If you can identify it, then you can.
Yeah. And then there's also, I taught them little tools like how to calm their bodies in the midst of emotions, so they can start identifying.
Yeah.
The things they need to identify, and then they can, pull out their weed, put in a seed thought, the opposite of that. We flip it. Flip it to a seed thought. And it was just so, we did a bookmark. We did arts and crafts moment with that, where on one side of the bookmark, it was a mindset maker kind of bookmark. We had their seed thought. On the back, we did a plan when I feel blank, I do blank, whatever the plan was, you know. And it was so majestic to be privy to seeing the lives change. Meaning,
well, scripture tells us that we need to take our thoughts captive, you know, because I mean, thoughts are they can really make or break a person. Yeah. Okay. So a big part of your mission is helping moms rediscover their identity and their joy. Why do you think that so many women in particular and moms in particular lose their joy? Like, is it time poverty, that they just don't have enough time to even think about themselves? Are they overcommitting to responsibilities? Is it they lose their identity in the fact that they are a mom and that becomes their identity? You know, tell me what you do. I'm a mom. That's the first thing people say. Tell me about yourself. Well, my name is Jill, and I have
this so-and-so's mom.
Yeah.
In summary, from my experience, oftentimes it is an overwhelming time. A woman has never been through that experience before. Nobody taught her really how to navigate.
Yeah.
What the expectations are and how to do it successfully.
And motherhood for women who are young mothers now, motherhood looked very different when their mothers were young mothers. And you know, it's changed a lot.
Yes. And so many people depend on you. Your body changes, your hormones change, your everything changes, the way people perceive you change. Oh, you should do this automatically or feel this way because you're a mom now. You're born to be a mom, you know, you're a female, this should just happen. Then it's societally acceptable that women should sacrifice.
Yes.
Especially as a mom. I'll tell you a funny story. As a kid, I still remember this. I was watching my mom and her sister. My mom is one of 15, okay? And her sisters, they were talking about, it was almost like a competition of martyrdom. Meaning, I know, look how much I'm doing, how much I'm sacrificing, how much I don't have time to look after myself, how much, it was just so, I didn't grow up with a woman looking after herself and it was okay. Yeah. Any space for herself.
I've never heard that, but that was like a competition of martyrdom. That is, it's kind of, it's
and it's okay, like, ooh, I'm such an awesome mom, you know.
This is everything I sacrifice for the sake of motherhood.
I don't have any hobbies, I have no thoughts anymore of myself.
Yeah.
Most women don't even know what they like anymore.
Yeah.
Or what they like to do if they have free time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gosh, I felt so guilty taking a bath. My mom never looked after herself in that way. She was a wonderful mom, okay? She cooked, she cleaned, all these things, you know, dutiful woman. But she didn't have time. I wish she just spent time maybe hanging out more. But she was so focused on things that were expected of her and not creating connections.
I think that, you know, and that is not even just unique to like a Ukrainian mother or wife.
I agree.
That I think a lot of parents, not just moms, but parents in general, get so focused on the what and they forget the why. Like, you're working hard because you have this family that is a gift and that you should take an active part in and not just, like you said, become a martyr for. You miss some, and it's like, well, if you're trying to reach a certain watermark or something, who set that mark? You did. Well, if you set that mark, you can lower it too. Yeah. You can set your own expectations.
Yes.
And I like to see people set themselves up for like almost guaranteed success in the beginning if they're trying to like challenge themselves with anything. Like, I'm one of those people that if I'm about to make a long list of stuff that I know I've got to accomplish, the first thing I do is put about 3 things on that list that I've actually already done that I just get to go ahead and check off. Okay. And it gets me psyched up and makes me think I'm already got a couple of the rungs of the ladder cleared. Yes. Like, I'm already kind of climbing. Yeah. So that I'm not starting from the ground, you know? And then it makes it more manageable in my mind. You know, that doesn't make it the right way, but really having a watermark that you know you can reach without killing yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And going back to your
we talked a little bit about the passion method.
I can walk you through steps a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. So if someone comes to you and they're like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm burnt out, where do you start?
Yes.
And what does the process look like?
It's a massive investment. So passion method, again, acronym, okay? So that's English.
Yes.
Prioritize what matters.
Okay.
Goodness. So many people don't know what their priorities are, what truly matters to them in their life. They'll spend so much time on things that they don't really care about. And then life goes on, passes. So we identify, where's this clutter, like your schedule clutter, your mental clutter, what is getting in the way, what you actually truly value. A lot of people, especially people who come from trauma, they don't know what they like. And
they're chameleons.
Yes,
they sort of become the people that they're around.
Yes, and I was very easygoing because I'm very easygoing, and I tend to be. But I was to a point where people say, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I'll be anything. I can do whatever you want. I'll go eat wherever you want. I'll whatever place you want. What time? You know,
just pleasing.
I was such but I thought that was my personality.
Yeah.
But not realizing, that it was a trauma response, really. So align with your identity. People, like I said, people don't know what they like, what they're about, what they're made for. What does that heart yearn for? They have to slow down and start really processing, pondering. So the PAS, schedule flexibly, as a mom especially. And it was hard for me because I'm a type A, all right? Okay, like my plan, it has to be like, it is carved into stone, right? And when I had my first, I had to learn, say, when I was exercising, I used to be like somewhere, really pro exercise a lot, and I still am now, but I was fit, okay? Let's put it this way. And so if I'm going to exercise, I'm going to put my heart out all the time.
Like everything that you're doing it to like the next.
Yes, and now here I am with a baby, and she was constantly crying a lot. It was just a difficult baby. I had to learn, like, okay, if I'm doing, say, the elliptical or treadmill, whatever minutes it is, 5 minutes, better than nothing. 10 minutes, better than nothing. 20 minutes, better than nothing. I had to speak to myself like that. So let's put it this way. I was very structured because I think I wanted control in my life. Not in a very aggressive way. I didn't like to control people. That was the thing I
wanted to control your life.
Yes. Yeah. I would never ever want to manipulate people. That's my no. Very hard for me. Like, I don't want to do that to anyone. What was this? Oh yeah. So with women, you have to have the flexibility to pivot. Like, okay, let's see, maybe for this season, schedules like this, or where can we carve time, and so that's an interesting. Also, creating the right systems is very important. Okay, spark joy daily. This is so important. I feel the Bible always talks about being joyous. Right? Yeah, it is very important to God too. People overlook this, having fun.
Yeah.
Doing those little things that make you happy. So important. Even just the tiny things, a few tiny things in the day, wow, your day is so different.
Yeah.
It just fills you up.
Yeah. Okay, so is that the second S, or was that our first S for the passion?
Oh, passionate. Oh yes, spark joy daily. Invest in self-care. That's very important, especially growing up. For me, nobody looked at, moms forget it. I mean, they didn't look like slobs, but
right.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
I would buy my mom perfumes and creams and do something with your face. Just make yourself feel happy. Just put a little bit of cream. And she'd always say, I don't have time to put on a cream.
Oh.
What are you teaching me as a teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah. Worthless. Like, oh my God, can't put that cream on. So that was my example. Then overcoming setbacks. How does it look like? Because you're gonna have so many setbacks, especially as you're trying new things, and life will respond a certain way, family, etc. Some people don't like change, and seeing people change and become better also very hard for them. It's very threatening, right? And the last one is nurture progress. Very important to do that, to constantly notice where you've been, where you come from, to take pleasure in that, to build your confidence. To appreciate those things. I'm constantly saying to myself, oh, wow, from that year to this year, look at this progress I made. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy, I showed up for myself. There's a lot of that in my life because nobody ever really encouraged me in my life. Yeah. So I had to learn to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to be your own encouragement, like your inner cheerleader.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, so if you if the Olga of today could look back 20 years and tell Olga, little baby Olga from 20 years ago, something to encourage her, what would you say to her?
Don't take advice from people who, you think they're wise because they're old.
Yeah.
Old age has nothing to do with it. Honestly, there's some people, I used to think they're older, they could give you the right advice. No. Some do, but a lot actually don't. You can be younger and have gone through so much more, you're so much wiser. Don't take advice from people who haven't gone through what you've gone through. Look, if you want to be a business owner, entrepreneur, don't take advice from somebody who's never done that, who always wants to be, and I don't want to say,
anything.
Whatever, but like in the cubicle, or they're comfortable, they don't want to take that.
It's not the desire of their heart. Why would, they're not going to be able to point you in that direction or give you any kind of
they can't.
positive work on your trajectory.
Exactly. If you want to be a marathoner, you're not going to ask someone who just walks.
Yeah.
For another time.
All right, so like I said, you were such an interesting person, and you're so well traveled, and you're educated on all these different things. In a lot of ways, you're very opposite of me. So I find you extremely fascinating because you have been all over the world, and you do have such a unique cultural background. And how old were you when you came to the United States?
9.
So very impressionable age.
Very.
And I've just really enjoyed getting to know you over the last year and a half or so. So when I talk to you, I feel like I learn something new about you every time we talk. But what do you think that is something that the viewers might find it unusual to learn about you? Just something you enjoy doing in your free time that maybe they wouldn't expect. Like, are you a pickleball connoisseur?
I love playing that with my son.
Okay, I've never played pickleball.
Yes, we suck, but we love it.
Yeah.
But
I really for sure. Yeah.
I loved doing crazy. What people call crazy, but I loved. Okay. That was before I had kids and responsibilities, but I love doing dangerous things.
Oh, okay. It's like thrill seeker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, skydiving or bungee cord.
Me and Corey were literally just talking about skydiving yesterday.
Hang gliding was amazing.
Oh.
That was so amazing. I mean, zip lining is fun, but it's not as like,
yeah. Well, because you're not jumping off of anything.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when I jumped out of the plane, mind you, with an instructor, okay? It wasn't just myself.
Okay.
That's when I burst my eardrum too. And I almost killed the guy.
Like, when you did the hang gliding?
No, skydiving. This is what happened. They train you before you do it, right? And they say, raise up your legs, and they have to move like this, perpendicular. Okay? Because you don't want to hit when you're landing.
You don't want to jar your thing.
You don't want to break your legs.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
So I was up in the sky. Never mind that. Like, my eardrum was splitting. First of all, if you have seasonal allergies and you're congested, don't jump from a plane.
Okay.
So at least take some kind of antihistamine or Sudafed or whatever it is. But I didn't. I didn't think about these things. Nobody taught me. And so I was so congested already, and I have a wow. I mean, it has a scar and it's sealed. But the scary part is when it's bursting. When it's burst, it doesn't hurt anymore.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But so we're landing, and I'm trying to pick up my legs. And the guy is screaming, pick up your legs! Pick up your legs! And I said, I tried! I don't know if I'm had weak, but I exercise. I don't know. Weak muscles, or the way the strain was, or how I was, there's all these buckles. And I don't know. Girl, I hit the ground with my legs. The thing is, I'm telling you, this is true. I've been tested. I have super dense legs, or bones. Literally off the paper charts. They have to draw me on the table.
That she's made of cement.
Like, for real. Like, so that really helped me. So when we hit, we tumbled.
And he's strapped to your back.
Yes, I landed on the guy. And I was thinking, oh my God, I hope he's alive. I hope he's fine. And I said to him, are you okay? Are you alive? And he was like, under strain. Just give me a minute. Or a moment when he said, I'm like, okay. I see people running.
Because they just watched you.
Yes! He couldn't get up. He really had to kind of reset himself and catch a breath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was worried maybe he had something broken, but nothing was broken on us, within us. But anyways, there you go. I tore my something they'll never imagine, jumping from plane. I tore my eardrum and almost killed the guy.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm not a thrill seeker in that way. I like to keep my feet on the ground, or
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I almost, like, I had such crazy adventures in my life. I almost drowned in the middle of the ocean. There was a storm, massive waves, like they said in the movies. I had so many crazy things. I was flying through the air. If it wasn't for my dad and this other guy catching me by a limb,
So
I would have gone.
I would like to think that the reason that I don't have those adventures is because I don't leave Madison County very much.
So that's
fascinating to me, and because I am so, like, that is so opposite of me. Because you were talking about, like, you're type A and you have, like, you strive for perfection and all that. I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't know what type I am. Maybe type Eagle. I don't know. Just type whatever. Just type just Jill. And I don't, because I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do my best.
Yes.
But my best is the best I got.
I think it's plenty.
And I'm okay with that. And I think that, like, I'm, the older I get, the less adventurous I feel as far as, like, any sort of, like, to me, riding a roller coaster would probably be about as adventurous as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Or riding an airplane. Yeah.
Wait.
It'd be about as much adventure.
Okay, how often do you go on the plane?
I mean,
Maybe you've been on the plane.
yeah, oh yeah. But I mean, to me, riding a plane is a little bit of an adventure.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah. Okay, so how does someone get in touch with you if they are ready to just have a conversation with you to say, Olga, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling burned out. Is there something that we can do? Get a plan. How do they get in touch with you?
Let's just, before I say that everything is possible, you can fix almost anything. I'm telling you, don't worry, whatever you got going on, you can have breakthrough, things can be fixed, this is not forever.
Yeah.
Everything can be changed, and for the better. So I want people to relax and say, yes, we can do things, like there's options for me to, no matter the circumstance.
Yeah. And I think, too, it's important to remind people not to make, like, a really rash decision when you're going through a hard time. Because, what is it? Don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary feeling. I think that speaks volumes. People want to make big, permanent life decisions when they're dealing with temporary emotions.
Yes. I can walk them through the whole workshop that we thought, see thoughts, and what to do to just pause. But the easiest way is probably, you can find me on Facebook, Motivated Mama by Olga.
Okay.
Or Instagram. I'm that generation Facebook.
Yeah.
That's my
thing.
Me too. I get comfortable.
Yeah.
Then you can go on maternalmovement.com.
Okay.
And you can email me at maternalmovementinfo@gmail.com.
Okay, we'll get to that at the
Yeah, all that stuff, yes. If you want to know the whole maternal movement versus Motivated Mama by Olga, that is another story. Read my book, And Everyday Mama Finds a Passion in Life, how it all started.
Yeah.
And some interesting tidbits and how I found my passion in life. And
yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I have really enjoyed talking to you today. I've learned so much. I feel inspired and I feel reminded, because I think sometimes it's really easy to know these things, and I think a lot of us know these things. We know these things are true, and we know that these things are important, and we know that we're neglecting ourselves, and we know that we're maybe not showing up in our best possible way, but we need to be reminded of that. And it sounds like that's a lot of what you can do is remind people of their purpose and their passion. Yeah.
Yes, and I look at everyone like they're the diamond, they just need a little bit of a polish.
Yeah.
Everybody has this amazing value, and there's just so much in them, and I'm there just go, okay, let's take some of this stuff here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you and everything that you do. I always thought you were so driven and so motivated, and I admired you as well for what you do in the community and what you always bring to the table.
I love my job. This to me is the best part of my job, is just having deeper relationships with people, finding out. I love to hear people's story, like their why, how did you get here? Because people don't just arrive ready. Yeah, that you got to go through some stuff. So anytime a business owner or an organization, I want to know how the organization got started, or a business owner, how did you get into this industry? How did you come to hone in your craft? And, how did you become so good at what you do? And it's, I think allowing people, giving people space to tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is a reminder to them too. Like, oh wow, I really did it. I've arrived at this location where I am, you know, living the dream I had a few years ago.
Yes.
So, yeah.
This is lovely.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Let's do this again.